So I don't really know how to open this, but over the month of July, I used 4 different dating apps as a sort of experiment to see how difficult online dating really is. It's got a bad reputation for a reason, and I've also struggled with it, but I naively thought that maybe I just had too high a standard. So I decided to try something. For 1 month, I was, with a few exceptions, going to like every single profile I saw on all 4 apps. I'm just going to get this out of the way. Don't do this, because I honestly believe that you should only like dating profiles if you're actually interested in them. The only reason I am being a hypocrite is for science. I wanted to see just how hard it actually is to use dating apps if you liked everyone on it. Now, I did mention exceptions. These exceptions were honestly simple. Obvious bot-only fan accounts and, quote, predator accounts. You know what I'm talking about, the dating profiles that state the age is 22, but the very first thing on their bio is 21. I don't know why it says 22. Those types of accounts where they posed as an 18-year-old when they were underage. I had no idea how mentally draining this would end up being. If you're curious about doing this, don't. You'll see why. Okay, so on June 30th, I went through the process of setting up my dating profiles on the 4 different apps I was going to use. The 4 apps I picked were Tinder, kinda need to have it, it's the most popular dating app. Bumble, because, well, at the time I started the challenge, Bumble still had its selling point, that being girls have to message you first. This changed about halfway through the experiment, but we'll get to that later. Mutual, which is a dating app designed for people of the Mormon religion. And the final app, Hinge, which I had never heard of before the experiment and don't really know a lot about after using it. Apparently it's supposed to be an app where, in theory, you're meant to match with people fast, and if you do match with someone but don't message them, it actually punishes your profile by giving you less likes or something. I have no idea if this is true, but I'll leave my thoughts on all the apps later. So, I set up my pictures, set up my bio, which was mostly consistent across the board with a slight exaggeration, and the next day, I was off, liking every single profile that was not one of my exceptions. And after the first day, I had no matches, but I wasn't deterred. I was determined. And I was determined for another, 5 days. Okay, so day 2, no matches, but I wasn't worried. Day 3, I actually got a match on Bumble, and this honestly surprised me, because this was only day 3. Little did I know how many girls I had liked by this point, but hey, a match is a match, right? Well, not really. Getting matches means nothing if they don't say anything, and since this was Bumble, this meant she had to say something first. She didn't say anything. Day 4, nothing happened. Day 5, nothing happened, but I still wasn't worried yet. It had only been 5 days. It wasn't even a week yet. Day 6, I started getting pop-ups on Tinder and Bumble saying I've already liked these girls before. That started to worry me. And by day 7, I had only had 1 match the entire week. And at this time, I was still oblivious to how many likes I had sent. We'll come back to that one, though. On day 8, I decided to change the max distance on the dating apps. The apps start you at, only 50 miles, except Mutual, which started me at 25 miles. The max distance for the apps is 100 miles, again, with the exception of Mutual, which allows you to set the max distance to anywhere in the world. Probably because there are not a lot of Mormons outside of the US, but I won't complain. I didn't get any matches though, so by day 9, nothing happened, and I'm starting to wonder if my dating profile is just really bad, and I still have no idea how many likes I've sent by this point. Days 10 and 11, nothing happened, and I'm 100% certain that my dating profile is just really bad, but I don't know if that's the case after this experiment. On day 12, I somehow ended up matching with someone on Tinder. I sent a message, and they didn't reply. Days 13, 14, 15, and 16, nothing happened. No new matches, and I'm honestly starting to feel a little bad. On day 17, I ended up matching with someone on Mutual, but no response. And to make things worse, Mutual was going to hide my profile for some reason. I had to tell them not to do that. I guess the app assumed after 17 days of constant use that whoever I matched with I'd get married to, but that didn't happen. Days 18 and 19, nothing happened. No matches, no messages, no likes, nothing. On day 20, I ended up getting 2 matches. One on Tinder and one on Bumble. And by this point, Bumble had changed its MO, so I could message both girls at the same time. They didn't reply. The next day, I got a notification about a match on Tinder, but as soon as I opened my phone to message, she had unmatched me instantly. I'm now starting to hate myself for doing this challenge. I am well over halfway done now, and I have nothing to show for it. And now people are unmatching as soon as they match. That's fun. Day 22, nothing. Day 23, I got another match on Mutual. No reply. Day 24 and 25, nothing. Day 26 was interesting. I got a match on Tinder. She immediately unmatched before I could see who it was. But then, I got another match on Mutual. But what surprised me even more was after I finished sending her a message, I got another match on Tinder. I sent her a message too. They didn't reply. Day 27, I ended up getting a match on Mutual, and my first ever match on Hinge. You'll never guess what happened. That's right, they didn't reply. Day 28, I got a match on Mutual at like 3 in the morning. I sent her a message when I woke up, and she didn't reply. You sensing a pattern yet? Day 29... oh, day 29. I got pop-ups on Bumble saying that I've seen them before after every single person I liked. I also got that on Tinder. And that was when I was curious about how many likes I had actually sent over the course of a month. On day 30, nothing happened, and on July 31st, I got a match on Mutual, and you'll never guess how it ended. That's right, it ended without a single message back. So, after 31 days of only liking dating profiles, I had in total 14 matches, 2 of which unmatched as soon as they liked me, so let's be more accurate and say that I had 12 matches. Of course, most ended up unmatching after a few days anyway, but I had in total 14 matches after 31 days. This might not sound necessarily bad, but that was when I did the math for how many likes I had. Each app gives you an arbitrary number that is just different all around the board. Mutual gives you like 25 likes, Tinder gives you 50, Hinge gives you 8 for some reason, and Bumble gives you 30 likes. That's about 113 girls a day. That's about 3,503 girls in a 31-day month. So, of the 3,503 girls, only 14 liked my profile, and none of them said anything when I messaged them. Now, I am not saying I am entitled to get a message, or a date, or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, I think it's kind of ridiculous that you can like thousands of girls and just not get a single message back. And look, again, I'm not saying that I deserve that. I'm not saying anyone deserves that. I am fully willing to admit that I may just have a really bad dating profile, but I honestly doubt that it's completely on me. I'm not saying it might not be my fault, but, and at the risk of sounding bitter, I just don't think it is my fault. I think it's a combination of just not being a super good-looking person, online dating apps just being a genuine scam, and the overall more shallowness of trying to date in 2024. It's no secret that dating is getting worse, and dating apps are kind of a result of that. And this experiment just kind of showed me firsthand that it really does just suck. Now, probably the biggest issue is that I was using the free version of all of these apps. And that means that your profile is not boosted. This means you're put in a digital line behind other men. If you pay, you can skip this line and get boosted to the front of the line. I have no idea how this works if there are multiple men paying, but I'm assuming that means there's probably a second line that is not skippable now. So if you're not paying at all, you're down at the very, very, very bottom of the list. Which is, fine. It's an app. They gotta host servers. They gotta make some money somehow. It can't be cheap to keep these apps up for as long as they have. But dating apps aren't designed to let you succeed. They're like slot machines. Sure, there's always going to be someone who wins money from a slot machine, just like how there's always going to be people who meet the loves of their lives on dating apps. They need to have some success because that's how they get new customers. If this person can find love, you can too. Just, you might need to cough up some money to get to that point, which wouldn't be a problem if the prices for these apps weren't so ludicrously high. Mutual is probably the cheapest overall, with its 6-month subscription being $71.99, giving you unlimited likes, a boost to your profile, and some other minor unimportant things like notes you can send. Of course, though, this is only for 6 months, so if you don't find anyone in 6 months, I guess you gotta pay up another $71.99. But what if you do find love in the first month? Well, I guess you should have paid for only the weekly subscriptions instead, because you don't get a refund. In comparison, Bumble, though. Oh, Bumble. Oh, Bumble. Bumble is so much worse. Bumble has some weird prices, one that makes no sense at all. Alright, first, you got a 24-hour unlimited likes, which is $3.99, which, I guess that's fine. It's temporary, but you can pay $3.99 every day for unlimited likes. But then, it has Premium and Premium Plus. What's the difference? Prices. Premium lets you see who likes you. Premium Plus gives you a boost. You don't get unlimited likes with either of these. And what's even worse, there's no 6-month option, but you have to pay more than what Mutual offers for only 3 months. On Bumble Premium, you have to pay $89.99 for 3 months, or $119.99 for Premium Plus. I know Plus includes what's in Premium, but holy crap, these prices are awful. Oh, but don't worry, it gets worse. You can get a lifetime of Premium, not Premium Plus, for $250. Why would you need this if you're trying to find love? This is just awful. This is horrible. But it works, so that's what makes it even worse. Especially since, well, at the time, you had to rely on girls to send the first message, which they don't do, which is why Bumble is getting rid of its selling point of girls message first, so that average guys might have a chance now by them sending the first message. So it's all just a giant scam. Hinge isn't awful. We got Hinge Plus and Hinge X. No idea why they have these stupid names. Hinge Plus is only $64.99 for 3 months. Kinda steep, but hey, you get unlimited likes and can see who likes you. What's Hinge X? Well, for some reason, Hinge X has a 6-month subscription that I honestly have no idea what it offers over Hinge Plus. Hinge Plus only has a 3-month subscription. Hinge X has 6 months. I'm guessing that's the biggest selling point, is you get more months and a boost to your profile. Except it's $149.99. What a joke. I thought the whole point of Hinge was for a more casual online dating experience that's meant to be deleted. Well, we need your paycheck for the week first before you can find your soulmate. Oh my gosh. Oh man. But none of these, and I mean none of these other apps, are nearly as bad as Tinder. Tinder has so many subscriptions that I wouldn't be surprised if Tinder actively goes out of its way to make sure you do not find real people so that they can keep getting money from you. First, we have Tinder Plus. For 6 months, it's $100, and all it does is it gives you unlimited likes and lets you use their new passport mode for an unlimited amount of time. I don't know what this is, but thanks, I guess. Then we have Tinder Gold, which is $140 for 6 months. All this does is let you see who likes you. Yes, I know, it gives you everything in Tinder Plus that doesn't matter because this is a stupid addition. All it is it lets you see who likes you. And then there's Tinder Platinum that gives you super likes, which means you really, really like the person. And of course, you don't get an unlimited number of super likes, you get a limited number of super likes for 1 day, and it does not stack. Plus, it's $180. Yes, I know it includes what the other 2 subscriptions include, but that's still kind of ridiculous. But then, there's another purchase that you might need to make that gives you read receipts, so you know if the person has read your message. Yes, that's something you have to pay for. It's $1 for every match, with a bundle for $20 for 20 matches. I guarantee that if you buy that, you are just wasting every penny you spent, because I doubt most men will even get a message back from someone to begin with on Tinder with Platinum. So, in total, you could be spending upwards of $200 on Tinder with no guarantee of even getting to take someone on a coffee date. Again, I'm not saying that you are entitled to be with anyone. I'm saying that the monetization of the dating apps is taking advantage of people who are just trying to even their odds the best way they can. There's no guarantee your money is going to help you. And again, I'm not saying there might not be issues on your end with a bad dating profile, but who's going to keep trying if this is their third rodeo on the apps and they've had no success before? A lot of people will just throw in the towel, and I don't blame them, because the dating apps suck. In conclusion, I do not recommend doing this. I do not recommend using dating apps, and if you really want to, I'd recommend making sure you're making at least $1,000 extra bucks and having a professional photo shoot so you can waste your money on multiple apps with professionally done photos to maximize your chances. And only do that if you're really, really, really stupid.